Peaches. The time is 7:01 on this Back at It Monday.
That's
Woo-hoo!
it. Weekend went quick this weekend. I don't know why. It was beautiful, though.
did.
Well, we had a little rain, but we needed it. But it was really, yesterday was gorgeous.
Oh, it was a pretty day. Good morning, by the way.
Good morning to you.
Thank you for coming in on this Monday. You all will notice, I'm going to just get this elephant in the room.
All right.
Address it right out of the gate. Bill looks a little different. I don't know if you've noticed this morning yet. The mohawk is no longer. I'm sad because I love the mohawk. I thought it was cool, trendy.
I kind of liked it too.
But
I bowed to pressure.
you bowed to pressure.
I did. I bowed to marital pressure. Happy wife. Happy life.
Yes, and here's the thing too. You will get something that you've always wanted out of it.
Well,
so it was a trade. It was a trade-off. So
we
it's
worked the deal.
That.
That's
worked
what
the deal.
Mary hate. I always ask people. I said, "Do you know why I have a mohawk?" And they'd say, "No." And I'd say, "Because my wife hates it."
Yeah,
it
it's
was
joke,
just kind of a joke,
kind of serious.
But she really didn't like it. Doesn't like it. So she's always on me. I mean, it's like peck, 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 peck. Shave that thing. I hate that thing. Shave that thing. You just shave it. Let me get a razor. I'll shave it for you. So finally, it kind of wore me down, and so I told her. I said, "All right, well, I've always I have no tattoos.
None.
Never had a tattoo, but I've always kind of wanted one. But I will say, when all my friends were getting tats, and they were getting
you're even trendy with the name tats.
Oh yeah, well they were getting ink. Tats. Anyway, they they'd put that little god pee in, or they'd get a Woody Woodpecker, or they'd do something. AC/DC's the big joke,
Yeah.
And that was in 78, 75.
Right.
And now they're all my age, and almost to a person, they all regret most of the ones they did. Because now they're in their late 60s or early 70s, or mid 70s, and they've got tattoos that they really don't, that doesn't mean anything to them anymore, and it's kind of frivolous. Now, of course, in their drunken state when they were 19, 20, 21, and all their buddies said, "Let's go get tattoos," 2 a.m, whatever.
I may or may not relate to them.
Well, most people can, and of course, there's no decision I made pretty much at 20 that made much sense now. I mean, that's part of being, isn't that true? I mean, it's true.
Even 25, 26, 27.
I mean, your whole 20s really. And for me, my 30s even, I was so immature. So I'm kind of glad I never got a tattoo, because I would have put something really dumb on there. Now, I see people now that have their child's names or a child's birthdays or something that means something to them, and they're still can show it with pride. Mm-hmm. That is, if you're going to do a tattoo, that makes sense to me. Now, some people love the artwork, so they don't mind just doing sleeves.
My son has that.
Yeah, and you know what? If that gives you pleasure, and it's your body, whether anybody else likes it or not, if that's good for you, then I'm all for it. I just worry about when you make those permanent dramatic decisions at age 19. Whether under the influence of something or not, you got to think, am I going to be happy with this in 40 years?
Right.
I mean, when you're 20, you think somebody 28 is old, or somebody 35 is old, is old. And you can't even imagine yourself down the road that far. But when I always tell people, if like a 20-year-old, I said, you can't imagine what it's like to be 30 because you've never been 30. You can't imagine what it's like to be 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 because you've never been there. I've been 19. I've been 20. I've been 25. I know exactly what it's like. And it's not.
You think back on where you were mentally, and you go, "What in the world?" That's me. I look back on it and go, "What in the world
was I thinking?
What was I doing? Where was my brain cells?"
Right.
I got a tattoo when I was about 23, 24. I started regretting when I turned 30. I look back on that tattoo and I go, "What in the?" And that was like 7 years later.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
and now it's even a few more years past that.
Exactly.
Just a few.
Now I look at that tattoo, and every time I look at it, I'm like, golly, it was so cute and funny, and it described my personality back then, and it was just like, I thought it was. Now I hate it. Nobody can see it but me.
Yeah,
but
you got it.
But I have a reminder of stupidity on me, so maybe that's why I need to keep it, is because it reminds me how stupid I used to be.
Well, you can maybe go have it doctored up a little bit.
I could, but then it would make it twice as big, and then everybody would be able to see it, because it's about that big. It's on my hip, and
how come you have a battleship on your hip?
Right now, my bathing suit covers it up, and nobody can see it.
And that's also pretty smart, I gotta say. If you're going to do a tattoo, what kills me is you see these young people now, and again, it's their body, their choice, but to have facial and neck tattoos
I don't understand that.
I just wonder depends on what they're going to do for a living in life. But there is people that have very strong feelings about visible tattoos, and if you decide later you want to become a professional, something in a profession like banking or something, unless it's because your child was, or something that's really important, beat cancer or something, it's hard to.
It's hard to pass it off as.
Right, if you can put them somewhere where you, like what I want. It's a silly thing, but me and my 3 sisters, all my siblings, we were all named B names. Mm-hmm. I'm Bill. There's Barbara, Betty, and Becky. We were always known growing up. We were the 4 Bs. We were the B team. The Bs.
Like that.
Well, it was, it was. I don't know what that's where I don't. My parents were in their 20s when they named us, so I think they were lost their mind because it's so silly. We're all B names. I don't know why they even did that, but anyway. The bumblebee, a little bumblebee, has kind of become our symbol over the years. Now, we're all in our 60s, and I'm in my 70s. One of the sisters in her 70s hit 70, and I got 2 others that are back in their 60s, late 60s. And we all want to get matching tattoos before we die.
Yeah.
So we were thinking maybe up here on our shoulders, so that now my sisters tend to wear more strapless, or it might show, but mine, I wear a shirt.
You'll put yours
I
there.
can
They'll
always
probably
just
put
pull it
theirs on the
up
back
and
of
show
their
my
shoulder.
Yeah, or I can put it, up here real high. Only person to see it because I don't wear a lot of, at my age now, it's not like I walk around in muscle shirts.
Right.
I need to walk around in toe sacks. So, I want to be. And then I told my wife, I said, my whole life was talking into a microphone, mm-hmm. and that I'd kind of like to, and I was in broadcasting, TV and radio, and I thought, maybe what I'll do is I'll get a little microphone put on my arm with a B on it. Mm-hmm. And that way I've got everything that kind of sums a lot of stuff up in my life. And I've been thinking maybe I might even put a little scripture under it. So that would give me something that has meaning. And at my age, I ain't got to deal with it too much longer. I mean, how much longer I got?
Right.
So, yeah, and I'll put it where I can hide it with a shirt sleeve.
So my son, I always told him, if you're going to get a tattoo that means something. And it was because of what I had on my hip that
You didn't, yeah.
I said it has to mean something. My oldest kid decided to throw that idea out the window and just get whatever. She's got some that mean a lot to her, and some that are just, I still haven't figured out why. I think her brain cells were missing, like mine were.
Yeah.
My son, however, and the middle kid, they all got tattoos that had meaning for them. And my son is covered, his whole arm, he's getting a whole sleeve, and he's got some on his rib cage. Almost all of them are spiritual or faith-based, how you want to say it, and then he's got scripture written on it.
Oh, I think that's phenomenal.
They all mean something faith-based scripture. Well, mine, I have this one that I got, my sister and I got tattoos that mean sister in Greek. We wanted something that nobody else had, and so far I haven't met anybody that has that one. And then my friend Shonda died in 2015, and it devastated me. She loved butterflies.
She got a butterfly.
And after she died, like the day after she died, a butterfly kept flying because she worked with me at the other radio station. A butterfly kept coming in front of the door of the radio station, and I was like, that has to be something.
That is something.
I got a butterfly on my foot for her, and those are, and I have the stupid
on your
one
foot.
On my foot.
Did that hurt?
It did.
Yeah, I've heard.
I thought this one hurt on my hip. Nah, not compared, because where the one is on my foot,
where's it
right
on your
there
foot?
by that tendon.
Up on the top
goes
side,
up side, but it comes up.
Yeah,
and it got in that little tendon area, and there's just it's like skin bone,
Yeah.
very little meat.
That hurts me.
And I had to get them to stop. I was like, I need a timeout because I'm feeling kind of nauseous.
Well, you have to do that. You
I
have to say,
whew.
give me a chance to breathe.
I need to breathe.
I got to take a chance. I got to get a breath here.
He was like, it's okay. Yeah, take your time.
That's part of it.
He stopped at a good stopping point, and he picked right back up, and it was fine. But I had to do that like 3 times because it's a big
Well, a butterfly,
tattoo.
is it like colorful?
Yeah, this one is a teal color. It's teal. Only colors I got are teal and black, but it was the shading that was so hard.
Yeah.
Because it's filled in with color.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's neat. See, that you did it as a tribute to a close friend.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the one with your sister, which I want the bumblebee, you know. But the only problem we're having is there's 4 of us. And we all want to agree on the same bumblebee. Well, my sister tend to want cutesy little bees that look like little cartoons. And of course, me being a guy, I want one that looks like a mad hornet, you know, tough, mean. So we're still working on compromise.
Finding something that you all can agree on.
I think we will. And my wife, again, I had to work this deal. I promised her I'd shave my mohawk if she'd let me get my tattoo. But I told her this was just, I'm not going to do it, but I told her I wanted an earring in my left ear. I don't know why just an earring in one ear. I don't know. There's one that's supposed to mean you're straight and one gay, and I don't know any of that lingo.
I don't think it means anything anymore. It's
Does
just
it
like whatever
not?
ear you prefer.
I just saw one and Morgan Freeman has one. Yeah. And I thought his looked pretty cool. So I don't look like Morgan Freeman, but anyway, I wish I had his voice.
Yeah, I know. He's got the voice.
Yeah,
sure.
no, I don't have his voice. But anyway, I've told her that just as a bonus push. I'm not going to do it, but it's like, wait a minute, she may be watching, listening.
Yeah, I was going to say, why don't say that publicly?
I just gave it away, didn't I?
Did.
I'm getting my earring too, Mary, if you're listening.
All right, it's 7:13. Real quick, I want to thank our morning show sponsors. Thank you to Chilton Mobile Home Supply, Jim and Julia, and they've got big news to announce towards the end of the month. They're going to come in and talk about that. Thank you to Country Financial Insurance, Julie Holderfield Agency, Central Alabama Wellness, our friend Zena Cartwell. She has her own show on Saturdays starting at 9 o'clock. You can see that on our Facebook page and listen. Also, it is called Empower Hour with Zena, so check that out. Our friend Mike Baker at Coca-Cola. Woo-hoo. It's that time.
Look, Mary, I got it turned around right.
1 and a 2 and a 3.
Wait a minute. All right.
1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, a little off, but that's okay.
And put it back
thank you to our Chilton Chamber of Commerce. Rachel and Brandy do a phenomenal job. Larry Puckett Chevrolet, they have the largest pre-owned inventory in the area. So if you are in the market for a new or a used car, please go see Kurt and the crew at Larry Puckett Chevrolet before you go anywhere.
Yeah, get a good deal.
Putter Up in Pelham, they're one of our sponsors. They've been on board from day one.
Before they even opened.
We love them. They're located in Pelham, Campus 124. That is an entertainment district there on Highway 31. So go check that out. Indoor mini golf. And on Tuesdays, they have tournaments. So you want to go online and make your reservations for that stuff because they stay packed.
Oh, for all of it? Anytime.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, every time I've been, they've been packed.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Old Orchard Amish Furniture, our friend Bruce, the best outdoor furniture you will ever find.
Best.
And
reasonably priced too, by the way.
Yeah, it's not very expensive at all.
I went to a place up in Pelham, that's well known for their huge.
I know where you're talking about.
Holy cow! I walked in. I said,
proud of it.
Oh, I said, look, Mary, get this. There's a little sofa, 2 chairs, and a table. I could have bought a brand new Cadillac for what that little chairs and sofa and a table. It was shocking. It really was. I could have got 2 vehicles from Larry Puckett.
Oh wow!
For what that was, it was amazing. It was, and I went.
It's a hard no.
Outdoor furniture, yeah.
No. All right, 7:16, we're going to take a quick break, and we come back. We'll say good morning to some of our watchers and listeners, and we got a whole lot in the news. Alabama and Auburn, big wins over the weekend, so we'll talk about that when we come back. Tide. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio.
Roll Tide.
Excuse me, Teresa and Darby.
Bless you, Roll Tide.
Broadcasting
Roll Tide, bless you.
Clinton Tractor Studio. War Eagle, dang it. We'll be right back. Workout Anytime in Clanton is now open. Your fitness, your schedule. We have top-of-the-line treadmills and weights, but we are more than just a gym. We bring luxury and results to your fitness routine. Relax in our sauna. Recharge with red light therapy. Refresh in our hydro massage beds. Get that glow with unlimited tanning and push your limits with dynamic classes. Need guidance? Our personal trainers are here to help you set your goals, stay motivated, and get real results. This is your space, your time, your transformation, open 24/7. Workout Anytime, now open in Clanton.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
We are back.
We are back.
We are back.
We are
Teresa
front,
Dollar
too.
Bill here with you. Broadcasting live from the Clanton Tractor Studios. You're listening to Morning Mayhem on Piper Peach Radio. I have to acknowledge something, Bill.
Let's do.
Good morning, Ricky, and good morning to Robin. Robin is acknowledging that we have our friendiversary today. It's actually over 30 years, but I'm going to read you a little something that she...
Y'all been friends for over 30 years.
Yep.
Wow, that's great.
We met because we were each dating. We were dating best friends.
I got you.
And we met through them. And we met that way, and we became fast friends. I mean, we were thick as thieves from the word go. This is what she put on my Facebook page. Now, y'all have to forgive me if I tear up because it takes a lot to make me cry.
No, it doesn't. You cry at the drop of a hat.
No, not in front of people. I don't. That's something I don't do. But this, I read it and it teared me up. So I'm going to read it out loud. It says, 30 years of friendships, me and Therese. From dating best friends to becoming best friends, who would have thought that 30 years ago something so unexpected would turn into one of the most meaningful relationships of my life? Therese, you've been my ride or die through every chapter. Heartbreaks, milestones, growth, chaos, and joy. We've laughed until we cried and cried until we laughed and held each other down through it all, 100%. You're not just my best friend. You're my sister, my anchor, my constant. The kind of friend everyone wishes they had. I thank God every day that I found you, or maybe we found each other exactly when we needed to. Amen to that. Here's to 30 years of love, loyalty, and legendary memories. And here's to the next 30 because we're just getting started. Love you forever, Therese. 30 years strong, ride or die, soul sister, bestie goals.
Oh, that is awesome. Well
sweet.
Written, too.
Very well written. Thank you for that.
Why don't you have her come down and be on the show sometime?
She has been. When we were at the other location, she came and co-hosted a couple of times.
Really?
She sure did.
That's before I was
she
coming
has
in.
a couple of businesses in Gardendale. She has Flipping It, Event It, and she did have Shipping It. I think they've combined. Flipping It and Shipping It together.
What are they?
They are ship like a UPS store. But
I
you can
gotcha.
Ship it on
Ship
all
it,
of it.
okay.
Flipping It is pretty cool. They take pallet stuff that they get from different places,
Right,
and they resell
you can
it in
bid
their
for
store
them on auctions.
sometimes way more than half the price you can save.
Oh, yeah. Those things are
you
neat.
get up to 60 and 70% off of some of this stuff, and it's a huge building over in Gardendale. And then Event It, you hold events. You can rent out the space for events, and it's really pretty on the inside. And when they decorate it up
So they can do parties and receptions and all that stuff.
All that kind of stuff. Well, she's an
no
entrepreneur.
wonder she can't be on the show with you much. She's too busy.
That's true.
Too many businesses.
I've asked her a couple of times, and a couple of times she got stuck, working one or the other places. And she's like, I know I said I come co-host, but I can't because I'm stuck doing this or that. And I'd be like, oh, but I get it.
Yeah,
not everybody could just drop what they're doing to come hang out and have a good time for 2 hours.
It's a blessing to have a friend like that.
It is. We've been through everything, and we've never fought. You know what I'm saying? We've never had a big blow up where we yelled and said ugly things to each other or anything like that. We're the type of friends that we can say, you know what you said, what you did really hurt my feelings. And I'm all up in my feelings about it, so just wanted to let you know.
Yeah.
And then we talk about it.
Right.
And it's,
most of the time when that happens, it's not intentional.
It's not intentional.
Right. That's the thing. It's not always intentional.
Exactly. And that it is hard to find a friend in your life like that.
You can just be honest
with. You can just be 100% honest. They might think you're nuts, but they defend you no matter what. Even if they think you're crazy, off your rocker, in public to other people, they're going to defend you to the last, and I'm lucky to have a friend like that.
Yeah, we all are. I got one too, a childhood friend, Raymond. Not many people have him. We've been best friends since we were 5, and we're both 72. So
that's a long time.
And we have also never had a disagreement.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
That is so awesome.
We go out of I think our whole lives we've gone out of our way to not offend the other one. In other words, I would, even if I just never going to say anything mean or to him. There's just no way. He's just too nice a guy. He's too good a person.
Yeah.
And he feels the same way about me. So.
Now, I won't say we hadn't ever said some mean stuff.
Well, yeah. Well, we've said so, yeah. But we do it jokingly.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a blessing because a lot of people go through this world with come and go friends, but not a lot of people have lifelong, solid friendships.
Yeah. I have a couple, two friends that are solid, lifelong. My bestie that lives in Tampa and Robin, and then those are the two constants that's been in my life.
Isn't that great?
It is great, and it's good to know. And I look, some people they have people they're friends with or friendly with.
Well, there's level of friendships.
Yes, and you may have some acquaintances that you hang out and, but I have two friends that would drop everything if I said, I need you.
Ah, yeah.
One has been. When I went into labor with my son, she was at the hospital practically before we got there, and she was the first person outside of me to hold him. I mean, they gave him to me, and then they gave him to her.
I love it. I love it.
And she was there because he had to be put in the NICU, and at the hospital they were redoing their what do you call it, the pediatric delivery where the babies go.
Yeah.
And so because he was 8 weeks early, they had to transfer him to children's.
Oh, yeah, so he could be in their NICU.
So she went with him, and I had to stay until I was discharged.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
wow. Isn't that amazing? Well, I got to tell you, I hope there's one of our viewer listeners that's every day is Tiger Hit. You know, Roy?
Yep.
Tiger Hit. I'm going to get with him in the next day or two because he has an amazing story of, when you talk about friendship, of how he just met a guy not long ago that had an amazing effect on both of them because Tiger Hit's father was killed in Vietnam when Tiger was just a little guy. So he never really knew his dad, right? I mean, he was like 4, I think, when his dad was killed. He just ran into a guy that was in his dad's unit in Vietnam.
Stop.
No. And
how did that happen?
Oh, it's a God thing.
We need to get him on here and talk about that.
Well, that's what I'm going to see if he'll do it.
Yes. Oh, come on, Tiger, you got to do that. He watches all the time. Tell what business they have too.
Yeah, they've got the farmer's store. I mean the farmer's store in downtown Columbiana. Mm-hmm. Kathy, his wife, has that too with him, and it's a great little store downtown Columbiana.
They have the pharmacy.
right next to the pharmacy.
Yes, and in the pharmacy inside there
has a great little store.
A little
that's Davis
cafe.
Drugs.
You know, that it has a little. It's old fashioned type of thing in there. You can go in there and eat lunch and stuff. And they also have in that store, in that pharmacy, they have a product that a lot of fishermen wear. That what's the name of it?
Yeah, that's Davis Drugs. That has nothing to do with Tiger and Kathy.
Really? I thought it did.
They have the farmer store.
Oh, okay.
And but it's got great stuff in there, and clothing, and she can have things customized with embroidery and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful in there.
But anyway, I love the story of Tiger's encounter with this Vietnam veteran, who I think is like in his 80s now, probably, because I think this was not only early in Vietnam, but I think the guy may have been in Korea before Vietnam. But anyway, I can't wait to hear the story from Tiger himself.
Me either. That's fantastic.
It's very emotional, very powerful.
I'm excited. Thursday, y'all got to be tuning in on Thursday. We have Jared Hudson coming in.
I'm so excited. Speaking of that, I am so excited.
And Bill's going to co-host on Thursday because this is too important of a deal. If you have not heard of Jared, you need to go make yourself familiar with him because he is amazing man.
He really is.
He is a former military,
former Navy SEAL,
former police officer.
Yep.
Formed a nonprofit called Covenant Rescue Group, where they actually go to different places and rescue women and children from sex trafficking.
Which, by the way, if you were naive like I have been, you have no idea how big and powerful and bad and horrific human trafficking is.
It is. I did not know it was
It's
this
so
bad.
quiet, and because normal people are not going to even have a clue as to even what it is, much less what they're doing. It's massive, and it's terrible. It's so evil. I mean, this is where people get online and lure, 12, 15, 13-year-old girls. They think they're talking to another 13-year-old girl or a boyfriend, little 12-year-old boy or whatever, 13-year-old friend, and they get them to come meet them. They abduct them, inject them with like heroin and stuff for a couple of days in a warehouse, get them addicted to heroin, and then they sex traffic them until they're either used up or they're dead. And this is not hundreds, thousands.
Yeah.
And they even bring them in from other countries. That's some of that trafficking they're talking about from Mexico and from Canada. And it's some of the most evil stuff I've ever, and people don't even know what's happening. And this area is big because Birmingham is actually in the crossroads of 65 and 20, right? 2059 and 65. A lot of that stuff's going from Atlanta out to the West Coast, going to Nashville, going on up, going to Mobile and to New Orleans. So this is the crossroads of that stuff, and it's amazing. And he's fighting that.
Yes, he is.
Good old Navy SEAL. He's going to take action, and they do. They actually save lives, and they're trying to crush evil. Matter of fact, I think that's on one of his sayings is crush evil.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to talk to him about that. But he's also running for Senate.
Yes, he is. He is what Tommy Tuberville is vacating or has vacated his seat to run for governor.
Right.
And so Jared is running to
for his
seat.
Now, it's going to be a big fight because I think there's 3 Republicans at this point and 3 or 4 Democrats running for that one seat. So I think the Republican primary is probably in May. So his first hurdle is going to be to beat the other 2 guys, which is, I think, Barrymore and not Palmer. Who's running to get the state? Who's our state attorney general? Merrill. He's got 2 powerful and very well-known Republicans to beat in the primary. So then he can go on to hopefully win it against the Democratic choices. So this is going to be a big, and of course that's a big seat. You only have 2 senators anyway in the Capitol, and this is one seat that is very powerful.
Yes.
So I can't wait to talk to him because I saw him on the Sean Ryan show. They mainly talk, about And by the way, he also has a tough thing because he's very faith-based.
Very faith-based. He has a show on Sundays.
So is his two competitors in the Republican primary. They all are very strong faith-based people, so that he doesn't have like a leg up on that. But I'm telling you, I can't wait to hear him talk because he's also an orator. You know, he gives speeches. He's a motivational guy. He's owned businesses and stuff. Just amazing. And I'm just honored. We're going to have that guy in here Thursday. Yeah. Now, he doesn't come on till like 8:30, right?
8:30, yeah. We're going to have a little meet and greet in here a little bit. Hopefully we'll get some folks in here that are excited to meet him. Then he'll come in here and be on air. And
maybe we'll go a little longer that day if we can.
I think so, yeah.
We could go after 9 o'clock.
Go after 9 if he can. I don't know what his schedule is.
Yeah, I don't know what his schedule is. But I'm telling you, he's
dynamic. If he can go after 9, we'll go after 9 because I love what he stands for.
Me too.
And especially with the rescue group. That's the biggest thing for me.
That Covenant Rescue is amazing. And I think it's going to be great to talk to him because I think until I did a seminar and then I did a course with the FBI back about 2 years ago, and I'd never really heard the word human trafficking. Had no idea what that meant.
Didn't know what it means. Yeah.
Holy cow! The FBI's all over it in this area because that's their big. People don't even know about it, but it's horrible. So I can't wait. This is going to be a Thursday.
Very excited.
But mark it on your calendar. If you don't normally listen late in the show, find a way to do it. Of course, we'll have it later to rebroadcast. Yeah, you'll be able
to watch it.
I can't wait to talk to Jared.
I know. I'm excited.
Me too.
All right, 7:33. We're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we got off on a tangent. So we'll talk about Alabama and Auburn's wins over the weekend.
Roll Tide.
And some bad stuff happened in Auburn over the weekend, too. Yep. We got to talk about that. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill running late as usual. You're live from the Clint Track Studio. We'll be right back.
Is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience.
It is 7:35. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio.
Pretty morning out there.
Yes, it is. That's what I was about to say. It feels
fallish,
like football outside.
It does.
Oh my God! It was cool. It has that smell.
That feel and smell about it. Yep.
Fall, when it starts getting cooler in the morning, it smells different outside. Does it
does.
Not?
I swear to God, it does. It has a crisp freshness about it. And you know what? In the afternoon, they don't do it like they used to when I was a kid. But fall means the smell of burning leaves. And I've missed that. People don't burn leaves like they used to. I guess it's probably more ecologically, I don't know. Something. I guess because you can blow them now instead of having to rake them. I don't know. We used to, but in the fall, when I always associate football with twilight, late afternoon, and the smell of burning leaves on the weekend. I don't know, but you're right. That
I love
got
the
up the
smell
other
of
morning and
burning
went,
leaves.
it smells and feels like fall.
They have candles. Of course, the biggest candle this time of year is what?
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin spice.
I don't like
do not like
spice.
pumpkin spice.
I don't either.
Anything
Me
unless
neither.
it's actual pumpkin pie.
And see, I like sweet potato pie over pumpkin pie.
Me too, but I will eat pumpkin pie. I think it's good. It is a good dessert. It's a good flavor. I will not drink pumpkin spice latte.
No.
I don't like pumpkin spice candle. I got to have something different. But they've got one that is called Burning Leaves.
Do they really?
It's either burnt leaves or burning leaves at, what is it, Bath and Body Works. And then now other candles are kind of doing that same thing. And when you light that, that's what it smells like. And it smells so good.
I'm going to Bath and Body Works today.
Oh my gosh, it smells so
wherever
good.
one is.
I don't know what, they change them every year. So I don't know, but they've got one that is like that.
Burning leaves.
Or the one that smells like, it says fireside or fireplace or campfire. Any of those, I'm all over those. They smell so good.
The only one I really don't like besides pumpkin spice is Run Over Skunk. I don't like Run Over Skunk or pumpkin.
Yeah,
I might like Run Over Skunk better than pumpkin.
Look, if you get anybody that likes the green bud, they're gonna smell like Run Over Skunk. That is the worst smelling stuff I have ever smelled in my life.
Coming back from Texas this weekend, somebody obviously hit one on the highway because we were just riding along. We were actually listening to a book on tape. I think it was a Kuntz or maybe it was Stephen King. And all of a sudden the cabin was filled with that smell of Run Over Skunk. Ooh.
Oh, it drives me
Terrible.
nuts. But with fall comes football. And
Yes.
it is high school football and also college football. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to, oh man, I knew that was going to happen. For some reason.
So where did y'all do a football game of the week?
We did. That's what I was trying to pull up the scores from all the games. We covered Maplesville and Elwood at Maplesville, and that was a shutout. Maplesville 58, Elwood 0. So now Maplesville is 3-0, which
that's amazing.
Fully expected that to happen because they're an amazing team.
They are good.
Then we've got
I never have heard of Elwood either.
Oh, I have heard of it, but I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is. But we also have some other games from around the area. Verbena over Keith, 28-26. Thorsby over Sumter Central, 46-12.
Good.
It was Helena over Clanton, 23-6.
Oh,
I hate
sorry.
that. Jemison 34, Selma Saints 28. Isabella, they failed to Celigent 30-21.
Isabella lost.
Yeah. Let's see. Some scores from games played earlier last week. Is it CCA? I'm not sure what that is. 54 and Cahaba 6. And then it was Autauga Academy over Billingsley 41-19.
Sorry, Billingsley.
And so there we have that. And then we have our college football. The only two teams that ever matter, ever matter at all, is Alabama and Auburn.
Tell that to a Trojan or somebody from Jacksonville Gamecock. Or Sanford Bulldog.
Yeah, exactly. Alabama and Auburn, they both played. I don't know. The teams they played, they were expected to win.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if
they really were.
If they had not won,
that would have been a disaster.
It would have been bad.
Especially for Alabama after the spanking they got last week before.
Yeah. Florida State's my backup team. And they played East Texas A&M, and they won 77-3.
I think you're going to find that Florida State's got a pretty good team going into this season. I think people underestimated them before the preseason.
So, yeah, so that's...
I say that because they beat Alabama, and I want them to be really good because I'd hate to think if they weren't, they still beat them. Exactly.
This week, I believe they have a bye week, so they're not going to play this week. But Alabama... played L.A. Monroe 73-0.
Yeah, it was halftime. You kind of knew it was going to be
Oh yeah,
a runaway.
I mean, it was like touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. It was ridiculous what little bit I saw. We watched a little bit of Auburn. I figured they were going to take care of business, and they did, 42-3 against Ball State.
Ball State, yeah.
I totally expected that, but 73-0. Shut all the way out. I expected at least something from L.A. Monroe, a little something.
Well,
they could never get anything off the ground at all.
Again, this is that thing of, as an Alabama fan, you wonder, was Alabama really that good, or was L.A. Monroe not so good? So, I mean, 73-0 sounds phenomenal if you were playing somebody, but, the test is coming later in this season for both teams, actually.
Exactly. But, and also over the weekend, we did a remote at Clayton Homes, and they were having their kickoff event, which was huge. They had it on Friday and Saturday. We went out there on Saturday, me, Baden, and Taylor. Taylor's our it girl. She's our girl Friday. She was girl Saturday on Saturday. She does a lot of video and takes some pictures and things like that. Baden taking her under his wing, teaching her some interviewing and things like that, because she's really, going to be an intricate part of things going forward. Good. So we're excited. She also handles our Cooking It Up show.
That's right.
She went back there and got that kitchen
looking
organized. Good. Yes.
Excellent.
She painted, did some decorating on the walls. It looks really good.
I gotta go look. I didn't see it.
It looks good. So she's really put a lot of effort and energy. But we went out there to Clayton Homes on Saturday because they had their big kickoff event. They were giving away Iron Bowl tickets. You could register for Iron Bowl tickets. They let you spin the wheel to see what other prizes you could win. And for every home that was purchased, if you bought a home, you got a grill that was worth $500.
Really? Nice.
Yes. So there was a lot of foot traffic on Saturday. Some people bought homes.
Clayton Homes are good, or well-built, nice homes. Very good. Who's the lady that's the comedian?
Leanne Morgan.
Leanne Morgan, I love her. Her husband was a
bigwig.
Chuck was a bigwig with Clayton Homes.
He still is.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Tim, who was the manager at Clayton Homes, he was at a conference that Chuck was at a couple of weeks ago. And
he's become a celebrity because of his wife.
Because of his wife, and she was actually on the cover of one of the Clayton Home little magazines that they send around, or it's a booklet that shows all the different homes that they have. He took me in one. It was called the Arabella. Holy moly, Bill!
Really nice, isn't it?
Holy moly!
Yeah,
I've been telling hubby.
You think you're in a $500,000 home?
Yeah, I told hubby, I think we need to sell our house, buy a piece of property, and put one of these on. He's not completely sold on it though. He's still under the stigma of mobile homes. Not me, not so much. Because I'm gonna tell you, I went inside these homes and they are absolutely gorgeous. And they have them for every price range. They have land home deals. They have lots of different lenders you can go to. So I say all that to tell you, if you were not able to come on Saturday, you can still go and take advantage. They're having a red tag sale. You can go by there and see Tim and his team there. They will still give you the red tag deals. And if you buy a home, you can still get a grill.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
They're gonna keep that going until they tell me to stop. So
Clayton Homes.
Yes. So and they're right off exit 205 here in Clanton on Holiday Inn Drive. Really, really easy to get to. The homes are absolutely beautiful.
That's neat.
Every kind of floor plan, every kind of idea you could have in your head, they have it available.
Their kitchens and all and their living rooms can be just astounding.
The bathrooms are what's killing me. I went through this one, and now, so in these manufactured homes, one of the things that they do, which I think is super cool, is usually like in the back of the bathroom, they have a big old closet. Right. These already have shelves and drawers and things like that. You don't even need a dresser. Right. Or you can just have your bed and a nightstand. It keeps it clean, and put a big screen TV on there and just be done.
I think it's neat.
Yes. And so, really, really had a great time there. We had a lot of fun. David Clackey came by.
Who?
David Clackey. He's one of the police officers here in Clanton. He has a little thing that he does on the side. He's going to be retiring soon to put his effort in. He does etching, like wood etching. I don't know. Is that the right word, Baden? Etching, burning wood and metal and things like that. Put your logo or that type of thing on it.
Like can cut out stuff out of metal and
he's pretty cool.
Wood
what
burning
he does.
and all that stuff.
He came and hung out with us. He's hilarious, by the way.
He must have one of those laser cutter things. Yeah.
It's Brandy who
CDC.
works at the chamber. It's her husband, and he's a who. He came and hung out with us for a little bit, and we just had a good time. It was a good day. It wasn't too hot. It was just perfect day all the way around. The wind was blowing. I feel like every time Baden and I do a remote, the wind comes along.
Yeah.
And at least 5 times the wind tried to take our tent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We all were like...
Everybody has to jump up and grab a corner.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Grabbing it.
I felt like Mary Poppins one time. Another guy grabbed our tent and the wind was stronger and we both thought we were dead. We were going to be in another county. We lifted us off the ground. It really did. It was scary.
Oh, all right.
You see some of these windstorms that these videos show where kids are in bouncy houses and the entire bouncy house goes. And you think there's children in that. Oh, my God. It stops your heart.
He does. Automatic start. All right. It's 7:47. We're going to take another break. And when we come back, we got to talk about some bad stuff happened in Auburn over the weekend.
Dear.
But a local girl from Leeds, Alabama, she was in the Miss America pageant, and we'll tell you how that ended up for her when we come back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio.
Looking for the perfect way to unwind, compete, and have fun with friends or family? Then Putter Up Pelham is your next destination. Coming this June. Whether you're a mini golf pro or just out for a good time, Putter Up offers a one-of-a-kind indoor putting experience with custom effects lighting, sounds, and robotics at each hole, plus automated scoring and a virtual caddy to guide your game. And our ADA-compliant courses include special putters for individuals using wheelchairs or walkers, so everyone can join the fun from ages 4 to 100. Rain or shine, day or night, it's always game time at Putter Up. Come for the fun, stay for the challenge. Swing by Putter Up, where every stroke counts. Need reliable towing or diesel repair? MEMS Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries, and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust MEMS Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984.
We are back. The time is 7:49. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill here with you, broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studio. We had a young lady from Leeds, Alabama, who is Miss Alabama, placed 4th runner-up in the Miss America
I wonder how
pageant.
she'd do in the Miss America pageant. 4th runner-up is excellent.
I know. Emma Terry, she has been doing pageants for quite a while. She is our Miss Alabama, current reigning Miss Alabama. She competed in the Miss America pageant last night, and she got 4th runner-up and got a scholarship and all kinds of good things happening for her. I think she should have won, personally.
You think she's what?
She should have won.
Yeah.
She should be our Miss America right now. She should. I don't know if she can still compete after this. I'm not sure. I think you can compete so many times.
I don't know that you can go twice.
I'm not sure. I don't know how that works. But, yeah. I watched a little bit. I was trying to do 2 things at once last night. And as usual, I only did one of them well.
Yeah.
And that was neither.
Well, you know,
neither. Couldn't do either one of them well.
They had the MTV Music Awards on last night too, and I just, at my age now, I just
don't care.
I don't really care. I don't know any of the artists. I don't hardly. I mean, I've gotten away from it so far now. It's not even entertaining to me. So I didn't watch any of that. So.
Yeah, I haven't watched an award show in a minute. not even, I might have caught a little bit of one of the country awards, but even they're not.
I stopped watching them too. I used to love the CMA awards and the ACMs, but the CMAs were out of Nashville were my favorite over the ones out of Vegas or Los Angeles, you know, the ACMs. But now even that's I think it's gotten so preppy and commercially and radically kind of liberal. I don't know. I can't enjoy it anymore.
Yeah, that's for me, because I don't think politics should be brought into an award show in any way, shape, form, or fashion on either side. I think it needs to, you just need to.
Was it Beyonce that won that award last year?
And that's one of the reasons why I can't with that.
I'm sorry, I couldn't. That kind of pulled the trigger for me too. Now, I love Beyonce. Don't get me wrong.
Me too.
But Beyonce's not country.
Yeah,
she did a country song. But she basically
an album, but she
bought it. She bought that award.
Yeah.
She bought it, paid for it.
Well, she griped enough, and everybody griped enough for her that they gave it to her to shut everybody up, because they knew she wasn't going to win one any other way.
Well, the thing is too,
she took the songs and massacred them.
Well, in society now, they don't. The country music world is working hard not to act like they have any kind of racism or any kind of bias against anybody. And that really puts them at a better advantage than they ought to be. I mean, if a song is solid country and it's good, then it ought to win something. If it's not good, it shouldn't win something. But the fact that somebody that's of alternative lifestyle or liberally or is African American, and we've never had that many African Americans in country music. Charlie Pride was the famous one for so long and all that. I love
me some Charlie Pride.
I love Charlie Pride, but and I have no bias that way personally. But it's not fair, because Beyonce is not an artist that's been doing country and trying to pay her dues and is dedicated to the genre of country music and its traditions. She just used her celebrities and the younger people love her and all that stuff, especially. So she just pretty much bought that award, and that kind of disappointed me in the CMAs or in the country music world.
Well, she had a song.
Nothing against her.
That she called a country song, but it wasn't country. It was just a hip hop song. It was
a dance song.
Dance song that had a little bit of
twang to it.
Then she took the song Jolene by Dolly Parton and just shredded that.
Yeah.
And made it some kind of, I'll say it, ghetto version.
Right,
and there was no point to do, there was absolutely no reason to do that. But just because you make a country album and call it country, or an album and call it country, does not mean you should win an award for it. Because look, there are people that are putting out country albums left and right that aren't getting any recognition at all.
And they're good.
And the only reason she got it was
she's Beyonce.
Because she's Beyonce and her husband is who he is.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go. And I stand behind that 100%. I don't care who gets mad.
Yeah.
You can disagree with me all you want to, but it's the truth. And it is the absolute truth. Everybody knows it. So yeah, you can't look, I don't think Jelly Roll is country. Personally.
Yeah, I'm torn on that, because
he does.
I agree with you.
Sound good.
I like Jelly Roll a lot.
Too.
I think he's a wonderful human being.
Absolutely.
But you're right. I mean, some of this stuff that's, of course, this goes back to ever since I started in country radio in the early 70s. Oh my God. If you had everything was acoustic and steel guitar, fiddle, that kind of stuff. But you put a piano in there or some brass instrument. You remember Johnny Cash got in horrible trouble because he put the trumpets in Ring of Fire. Mm-hmm. They said, that's not country. You don't have trumpets in a country song. But, it endured.
I disagree.
Yeah, I do. Well, that's the whole thing.
It sounded good.
Traditions do change. What is traditional in 1950 is not traditional in 1970, and is not traditional in 2007. So, that does change, and change, a lot of people resist change. So, you got the influence of hip hop and rap and pop music in country. I know a lot of, when the big groups like Exile and those other groups that came in the 90s.
Yeah, they were kind of a mix of something.
Well, they said that's not country, that's pop. And then you got songs that were considered rock songs back in the 70s and 80s that are now sound so country, it's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's true.
It is. But everybody, a lot of people want to stay. The older folks stay with the older. You tend to love the music you listened to when you were about anywhere from 14 to about 25 or 30.
True.
That's your era of impacted music. So when you're 70 years old, you still like listening to the late 60s, 70s, and early 80s, maybe. Mm-hmm. If you're 50 years old, you like the 80s and the 90s, that kind of stuff. So that, too, becomes the tradition. I don't know. Change is hard to deal with, but some of the changes in country, I mean, I never would have thought I'd heard a lot of real rap and hip-hop influences in country, but I don't know why I would have thought that, because jazz came in.
True.
It's always evolving and changing. I'm just an old guy, and I'd keep yelling for kids to get off my lawn.
Yeah, exactly. But I will say, Jelly Roll, he's done some collaborations with some country artists that are very good. And, he's like, he and Lainey Wilson did Save Me, and they did it in more of a country way. I can kind of see that one a little bit.
Yeah. And I love Lainey Wilson.
He went from being considered pop-ish. I don't know what they call it now. And now he is just full-fledged country. He's got a country album. Everybody he collabs with is country. He's got a country sound to him, and he actually is really good. The first thing I heard him that I knew was him, I didn't know any of his songs before. I saw him doing a country song on stage, and I was like, that's Post Malone doing that song? I was like, what in the world? Why is he not doing country? And the next thing I know,
he's doing country.
He's kind of made that leap, but I think he still does a little bit of both.
Some of the artists that, like, for instance, Post Malone says he grew up listening to a lot of country. But he, as a kid, as a teenager, was drawn more toward popular music, or whatever you want to call it, contemporary popular music, rock music, or whatever. Even with the influences of hip hop or soul, but his roots, he says, have always been kind of. Well, you look at people like Johnny Cash. He was a rock star before he was a country star. Mm-hmm. A lot of those guys. Kenny Rogers was with the 5th edition, wasn't it? Kenny Rogers in the first edition.
First
Whatever.
edition.
Yeah.
And look, Vince Gill was too.
Yeah, he was with Pure Prairie League.
Pure Prairie League, and they were not really country. They were
you listen
Southern
to
rock,
like
really.
Amy. It's a great song, and it was a rock hit. But it's a country song.
It is.
It really is. By nature.
Hardly is.
You look at America with Horse with No Name and stuff. Those are really very country now. Hotel California really is a jazz country song, but they were not considered. They would have never played that stuff on country back then. That was hard rock to them. Jerry Lee Lewis,
I know.
Some of those people. Bill Black and the Bill Black combo, they were originally rock and then country, and then they just became jazz. So everything changes, and people follow what their heart, the artists follow their heart and their guts if they're not trying to follow the money. So,
right.
And that's what happens with some of these artists. They start out following the money. Post Malone, he saw he could make himself a star and make great money with his original music, but apparently his gut was always country.
Yeah.
So now that he can do whatever he wants because he's successful, he's doing country, and he's doing well at it.
It is 8:00 on the dot. Straight up 8:00. Straight up. Now tell me, do you really want to love me forever? All right. 8:00, we're going to go to
what
a break.
Was that?
It was just Paula Abdul. Whenever I do
we
stuff
went from
like that,
country to Paula Abdul.
Yeah, I break out in a song. That's the only one I got I
love it.
Goes in. So when we come back, we will talk about, there was a former doctor that was killed over the weekend in Auburn, Alabama. And they have arrested a person of interest.
Oh, he's murdered?
So,
oh, dear.
Yep. We'll talk about that. And let's see what else we had. Powerball. We got to talk about
Yes, we do. And by the way, I had a pocket full of Powerball numbers Saturday because you remember I was in Texas.
Yeah.
I did hit one. I don't know what. I think I made $20 because I hit the Powerball and one other number. I don't know what that means. But I know I made $4 on one of the tickets, so there you go.
Yeah, baby.
I may have made $24 out of it.
Excellent.
I'm not going to tell you how many tickets I bought.
To win that $4?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill broadcasting live from the Clayton Tractor Studio. We'll be right back.
Family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
Universal Heights Academy is now enrolling for the following programs: aesthetics, manicurist, waxing, cosmetology, barbering, and the instructor crossover program. We are offering small class sizes for more personalized instruction. Hybrid and online classes are also available. Find us on Facebook or visit uhaway.com for more information on our discounted enrollment rates. Your rewarding career starts with Universal Heights Academy.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're back. It's 8:03. You're listening to Morning Mayhem on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill. Oh, I love it when you're here.
Thank you. I love being here. Although I wouldn't have been here, if I'd hit the lottery.
Right. We were talking about that.
I was out in Texas Wednesday through Saturday or Sunday. And so, of course, Saturday morning, I told my buddy Croc, we were out there together, I said, we got to get some lottery tickets. The drawing's tonight. It's a huge one. And like $2 billion almost. So he said, yes, we will. So we went and bought. And we're so, I live in Alabama. So the lottery, we're the only state in the South that doesn't have lottery, just about. And so I don't know how to do lottery. So I just walk in and tell the girl, I said, I don't understand how this works. I want a chance at that Powerball. And she said, okay. She said, $2 a chance, $3 if you want some kind of extra. Like I said, okay, I'll do $3. So, give me 10 of them or something. That's $30, So I said, I tell you what, I'm going to splurge. Give me 20 of them. So I had 20 numbers, and I thought, I'm going to win. Nobody can buy that many tickets and not hit it, right? 20 numbers. I'm in. Of course, I didn't hit nothing. But I also, and by the way, I did have all those numbers, and I got one of them hit the Powerball. I think the Powerball was 18. So I got one out of all those numbers, one hit the Powerball, and I think you can get 5 or 6. I don't know. You get some money for that, but it's like $4. Yeah. But I also said, what are all these tickets on these reels? She said, those are scratch-offs. I said, how much are scratch-offs? She said, well, they're $2, $5, $10, $20. I said, I threw a 10 out there and said, give me a $10 scratch-off.
Give me
so
one.
Croc said, I'll have one too. So we both bought a $10 scratch-off. Well, I ran out to the truck. We'd filled it up with gas at that gas station. And I took out my pocket knife and I started scratching all the things off. And then I read the instructions. Had I had a winning, I wouldn't have won it anyway. You were supposed to scratch these off, and then when they showed you symbols, you only scratch those symbols off. I scratched the whole thing. I thought, well, it says scratch off, so I scratched the whole.
Scratch them off.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Turns out I didn't win anything anyway. I mean, wouldn't have. So because God knows if I'd realized I could have made some money and I'd screwed it up and couldn't do it, that'd have really hurt.
I know, right?
So he did the same thing because he's not from here. He's from here. He said,
I guess they expected everybody's going to do that, so nobody wins.
Here's the problem. I turned it over for the instructions, and I have I'm an old guy. My vision's not good. I wear reading glasses that are like 300. I mean, like, and the instructions were in microscopic print in the back. I mean, these cards are huge. These scratch-offs are big. They got big, colorful, win millions, But yet the instructions are tiny on the back. So I just scratched. And anyway,
I'm doing a fantasy football league with my friend Jamie's. He's got his Dixie Sports Plus. And so everybody that's affiliated with Dixie Sports Plus, they were like, you got to fill out. You do a fantasy football
doing a grid?
We need it. So I get on this fantasy football app and do the whole thing. I don't know what I'm doing. And I had to get hubby. I was like, you got to show me what I'm doing, which he's really just kind of taking it over because he knows I don't know what I'm doing. But on my phone, everything is like
tiny,
this.
and you can't blow it up.
You can't blow it. I kept trying to make the screen bigger so I could see. I could not see anything, and I was like, I've lost my glasses. I don't know where they are. They disappeared into nowhere. I don't know where they are, and I'll probably find them after I get my new pair.
Right, you will. It's guaranteed.
I have an old backup, but the prescription is so old. It's like
not doing you any good.
6 years old in that, and I've had 3 prescriptions since then, and they are not doing me. They do good, okay, for the far away, but for the close up, no. And I can't see anything close up. And the closer I'm getting, the more blurry it's getting. So I was like, here, you're just gonna have to.
It's bad.
Pick for me. I can't do it.
I actually went online and bought a pretty expensive magnifying glass. It's got a little light in it, about that big around. And I use that to read my phone sometimes because the same thing. I don't understand why you can blow some things up and you can't blow other things up. And when you do it,
if it's on your phone, you should be able to magnify whatever.
And I've already got the thing where it puts the biggest font and because I'm my vision, So I've already got them blown up as much. But they do make a magnifying lens app that I tried one time.
It doesn't help you when you're using your phone.
Well, it'll magnify but it's a pain to use, and you have to open it, and then you got drag. So
it's too much.
I'm old.
Yeah, but my fantasy football team, I was doing okay.
How does
until
that work?
Last
Do you
night.
just create a team?
Yep. Hubby said, okay, they were like, you need a quarterback and a backup quarterback. You need wide receivers, you need running backs, you need linebacker, you got to have a kicker, you got to have all these things.
But how do you know if they're doing good or bad? Why don't you just make all the good ones?
Well, here's the thing. It's a draft. You have to go and you got to choose.
Oh, is it based on real players?
Yeah, based off of real players. And so when they're playing the game, their stats affect how your team does. And I was doing really well until last night. Now I'm losing. So it's all right.
The season is young.
The only thing we win is a dinner for 2. So if I lose out on it, I mean it's not the end of the world. But
I don't know. A dinner for 2 is pretty good.
The Powerball has been won. So it is
by 2 people.
By 2 people. A $1.8 billion jackpot. The Powerball players came from Fredericksburg, Texas, and Missouri.
Now let me tell you, when I got up, I didn't watch it Saturday night to see what the numbers. So I got up Sunday morning, looked on my phone and it said 2 winners. Where did I buy my ticket? In Texas. And it said 1 winner in California and the other one in Texas. I went, holy crap, it's me or Croc. Gotta be.
It's gotta be one of them. We bought too many tickets.
Then I saw the Powerball number and I went, let me look. And I had 1 Powerball. I said, there's the winner. And it was nowhere close.
Yep. Powerball was 17.
17.
The winning numbers were 11, 23, 44, 61, and 62.
I had 2 numbers out of that. I had the Powerball and that 23, I think.
Yeah. So they're gonna split $1.8 billion. If you opt to receive 30 payments over 29 years through an annuity, that's what you would get. If you choose the game's cash option, you would take home an estimated, you would win an estimated $826.4 million, but then
taxes.
They got to take taxes out
That's
of that.
about
so
half.
You're going to end up with about 413 million.
Yeah,
which
I could do okay.
I don't know.
I think I could do all right. I think 413 million would, I'm 72. So if I lived to be 130, it would do me fine. I would.
A $2 million winning ticket for Saturday night's Powerball drawing was sold in Tyler. There were also two $1 million winning tickets sold in Austin and Midlothian.
And where?
Midlothian?
I don't know where that is.
Midlothian. I don't know where any of these places
Is that
are,
in Texas too?
I guess so.
That's a lot of Texas winners.
Yeah, it is. They all.
I bought mine in Texas. How come I didn't get something?
That's what I want to know.
I wish Alabama would do it. I know there's people
they just
against
go ahead.
gambling and all that, but you know what? We're the only state in the South now. So if you want a lottery ticket, all you got to do is find the nearest state line. You go to Georgia, you go to Tennessee, go to Mississippi, go to Florida, and they're getting money from this stuff that we're giving to other states. We're driving and giving millions and millions of dollars to Mississippi, Georgia, Tennessee, and Florida. Yeah. And that drives me crazy. And, I know there's moral reasons for hating, but at this point, I mean, people that want to gamble are going to gamble, so they're going to drive and gamble. Now you got people on the road that may be driving late at night, and if they've been drinking, and it just makes everything worse. And we don't get the money. Exactly. We give the money that could go into our education system in Alabama, and we sorely need that. Education in this state is hideous in areas that aren't affluent and white. Listen, I'm a conservative, but the fact is the fact. We need money, and our education system's screwed up.
Well,
and
the thing
so's
is,
the healthcare system.
Exactly. The thing is, though, every time they try to pass these bills to legalize it, everybody's got their hand out, and they all want, I don't know, they want
piece of the action
written in there, and and then you got your general fund, you got your school fund, and then but the general fund can take money out of the school fund, can take money out of the general fund, and then all this. It just there's no clear way to make sure everybody gets their piece of the pie without somebody saying, but only if you can have this, but only if we don't need it first, type of thing. And that's where a lot of the breakdown is going. So
the thing is,
I don't know that we'll
it'd
ever
still
get
be
it.
better to have the money divvied up in the state, even if it's not the way you want it to be divvied. I'd rather at least stay in the state lines and going everywhere else.
Yeah, I have to agree there. I think we should have the lottery too.
We're
trying to.
Now it doesn't make sense. It used to make sense. The South was the Bible, the golden buckle of the Bible Belt. And Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia. Florida's always been a little bit out of and Tennessee, South Carolina. Nobody would have the lottery because it was gambling. Mm-hmm. No legalized gambling. But now that everybody has the lottery but us, it doesn't make sense business-wise. I know if you want to stick to your morals, but that's not working either, because it used to be if you had to drive 3 states or 4 states away to get a lottery ticket, you'd have to be doing it on vacation, or not many people are going to drive that far just to get a lottery ticket once in a while. But now that you can drive literally probably the longest drive is 2 hours to get to a state line, no matter where you live in the state, or less, 15 minutes. Auburn, how long does it take to get to Georgia from Auburn?
Oh, yeah, because Columbus is right there. And
right there.
Little areas,
yeah.
And,
Mobile, you just go over there to Louisiana or go over to Mississippi or go over to Florida. I mean,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Speaking of Auburn, oh my goodness, this is terrible.
What happened to this doctor?
So Saturday, a retired doctor, Dr. Julie Gard Chanel, was found deceased in Kiesel Park Saturday afternoon, and they have actually arrested somebody.
Really?
His name is Harold Rashad Dabney III. He now faces capital murder charges. And I guess they saw him drive away in a truck or something to that effect. Because it was her truck. So
is that why he killed her? He just wanted her truck?
I don't know. They've charged him with 2 counts of capital murder, but it doesn't say exactly what initiated charging him with 2 counts.
Well, does that mean he killed 2 people?
I would think, but they didn't say that. They said Auburn police is leading the investigation, and all questions should be referred to them. Huh. She was a beloved member of Auburn University's College of Veterinary
she was a vet.
Medicine.
That kind of doctor.
And the Auburn family. She served as a faculty member in the Department of Clinical Sciences and the large animal section from 2003
what was her name
to
again?
2021. Julie Gard Chanel.
Gard Chanel?
Gard, and then the last name Chanel. I think she had 2 names. Very sad, but I'm glad. I mean, they caught him like that. So it wasn't like he's been on the run or anything. They caught him yesterday. Wow. But I hate that. That's very, very sad.
Yeah.
Very sad.
I had one of my good friends' dad was a vet at Auburn, taught for many, many years down there, owned a restaurant in Auburn as well as a side business. And I wonder if he knows her, because his dad was taught at the vet school at Auburn for years.
Yeah.
I think he was a pathologist, something like that.
That's so sad.
It is, yeah.
You're out there celebrating because they have one big and then something like that they have to deal with. But it's 8:17. We're going to take another break. We're just running late. We can't be quiet long enough to do what we're supposed to do. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we just got some more stuff to talk about. Did you see where the U.S. Struck the Venezuelan boat?
No.
Oh, we got to talk about that when we come back.
We also had a full eclipse of the moon last night, but I missed it.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a total lunar eclipse. When I came in this morning, the moon was still up, and it was absolutely full and beautiful.
I love that when that happens. All right, we'll be right back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill broadcasting live from the Clanton Tractor Studio. We'll be right back. Workout Anytime in Clanton is now open. Your fitness, your schedule. We have top-of-the-line treadmills and weights, but we are more than just a gym. We bring luxury and results to your fitness routine. Relax in our sauna. Recharge with red light therapy. Refresh in our hydro massage beds. Get that glow with unlimited tanning and push your limits with dynamic classes. Need guidance? Our personal trainers are here to help you set your goals, stay motivated, and get real results. This is your space, your time, your transformation. Open 24/7. Workout Anytime, now open in Clanton.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Now that's bizarre.
All right,
we were talking dental work. Of course, that's why I went. That's why I went out to Texas.
Yes.
Of all people, I couldn't have a dentist within 500 miles of where I live. I had to go to Dallas to get a dentist. But I went out there for a special deal, and this dentist that specializes, and I've been out there. But you said you were working. By the way, my dad, was a dentist. My dad was in the second ever graduating class at UAB Dental School. The first ever graduating class was in 1952. My dad graduated dental school at UAB in 53. And so he was in that first group of dentists in UAB. And so I'm real close. And my dad taught there for a little bit. And before his practice got going that he could, still make a living. But that's the only problem is You worked up a dental plan with the UAB School of Dentistry, which, by the way, they do great work.
They do.
And they're very reasonable, so pretty good deal. But the problem is, when your dentist graduates, they disappear.
They do.
So you were working up a plan with this one dentist, and then he graduated?
Yeah, he graduated on me. And then they were like, oh, okay, we got to get you somebody else in here. So I called 2 weeks ago. And they were like, oh, yeah, your guy graduated. We're going to have to give you just another student that's, And I told her the same thing. I can't do early mornings. I have to do after 11.
Right.
Well, we only have 9 o'clock and 1 are really the only appointments we'll have. So, well, it's going to have to be after 1. She's like, well, I don't have anything anytime soon. It's going to be 2 months down the road.
That's the only problem with that.
And I
2
said,
months?
2 months down the road. I said, well, I can't wait 2 months. I have an issue that they were trying to fix, which is with my front teeth. What happened?
Here's the deal. If you were already signed up with one dentist and he graduated, that's on them, not you. They should put you in a priority to get you in there.
Well, and here's the thing. They had me a plan worked up. It was going to be cost effective for me. It was going to be a beautiful plan. It fit right in my budget. I was going to be able to handle it, take care of it, bam, bam, bam. Then he calls me back and tells me, well, another dentist looked over it and said that plan's not going to work for you. And we're going to have to do something completely different. After we'd already worked up the cost and got everything, ready to go, and another dentist sat in on it and agreed that this was the plan we're going to do. She said, I presented it. This is what they said. And now this is what the students said. And so we're just going to do this. And then he's like, well, we can't do that. You're going to have to come back in. Well, trying to get an appointment, he never called me back. And I kept texting him. He didn't answer. And finally, when I called, the office back, they said, well, he graduated. And I was like, oh, well, no wonder. Because he was using a School of Dentistry phone.
Email.
So it's not, So she's like, well, I got to give you to somebody else. And they're going to try to get an appointment. And I will call you back. Never heard from her. So I just got tired of waiting. And my hubby was like, you need to hurry up.
Get on this, yeah.
Get on this because you're going to lose out on being able to get any dental insurance to cover it.
Right.
And, once that leaves, you only get what you get for the next year is all. So, you got to get it started, got to get something going. So now I'm going to the dentist today somewhere in Calera.
Oh, you're not going back to UAB?
I'm not going back to UAB. It's going to cost me more, but I feel like
you just got to get it done.
Just got to get it done.
Yep.
Well, my sister and I were wrestling around, and she hit me in the mouth. It broke my tooth when I was about 12, and I've been dealing with that. I had bonding put over it. It yellowed after I got to be about 30 years old. So I had a dentist taught me into getting lumineers on the front because he was like, you're going to bite into something and that whole thing's going to break off, and it's going to break off up into your gum and you're going to end up losing that tooth. And he's like, I would do lumineers on the front. And I was like, oh my gosh. Well, I got them and they were never right. And I went back to this dentist like 4 times, got frustrated. I never liked them. He kept saying, well, I'll replace them if you don't like them. And I said, well, I want them replaced because I don't like them. And he never would do it. And so I was stuck with them. Well, now, fast forward. See, this was in 2007 that I had this done.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And so now they only last about 10 to 12 years. Now I'm starting to have issues from the lumineers. Are all going to have to be replaced.
It's been 20 years.
It's been 20 years.
Almost.
And so now I've got to come up with a different plan, and
well, that's frustrating.
It is frustrating.
Well, I'll tell you how frustrated I got with. I ended up going to dang Dallas, Texas, to get my dental work done. That's how frustrated I was with local stuff.
You get frustrated.
You do.
It's enough's enough. I got to get this handled, and
Well, it's a lot of people who are blessed with really, I had pretty good teeth. My dad was a dentist, but I had injuries. I got stomped in the head by that bull. I got knocked in, my front teeth got knocked out with a rifle butt when I was at Marion Institute, just about. And I've had all kind of things happen physically, destroying my teeth or hurting them. And so and that bull stomp was awful. So it's been like you. That happened back 30 years ago. And they fixed everything pretty good then. You know, I had all surgeries and implants and stuff. But that was almost 30 years ago. So now I've gotten older and everything's changed.
Your mouth shifts and things happen. Yeah, it just happens.
And a couple of my implants failed, you know, because that was in the early, that's when the implants were brand spanking new and expensive. But anyway, it's, you know, it's frustrating because I really got taken to the cleaners by a local dental group that they just didn't do what they were supposed to do. They weren't ethical about it. And it was a terrible experience and a very expensive one. And I finally got so frustrated, I ended up going to Dallas, Texas to get my dental work done. And that's sad when you feel like you're that desperate, because I couldn't smile right. I couldn't talk well. I couldn't eat. Teeth are a lot, you know, vanity wise, that's and me, I'm like a 57 Chevrolet. I'm nothing but grill. I mean, when you see me, I'm just toothy. I've been that way all my life. Toothy.
That's what they describe people with a mouthful of, they're toothy. Yeah. Long in the tooth.
He's got a grill. Well, I'm long in the tooth, meaning I'm old. But it's also I got a grill. And so it's embarrassing, you know, to have ugly mouth. And then there's the aspect of the pain. I had a lot of pain. I couldn't eat well. I was having to use Polygrip on this one thing they couldn't get fixed and put a plate in for a little while to try to till I could. And
that's gotta be
was
miserable.
Awful. It was awful. And this the son of a dentist, where I was all my life, all I've heard was how important teeth are and how you got to look good and feel good and eat good. And
well, these my Lumineers, they did fine. I bit into something, and guess what happened?
Broke.
That front tooth broke. The one we were worried about breaking broke.
It did.
Even with the Lumineer on it. So I had to go and have it patched up. Well, I've been dealing with that for a couple of years. I've had like 4 patches put on it. It's past the patch point.
Right, yeah.
It's got to be replaced. It's got to be fixed. I got to get it done. So today I'm going to go and hopefully get a game plan. And
good for you. I hope you do.
Because I struggle. You can't tell it with the naked eye, but you get up close and, you know, in the mirror, I can tell it.
Well, and you tend to, people tend to see their flaws a lot more highlighted than people looking at you. I would never know you had any. Your teeth look great. Your smile is good, but you see it like I see all kind of stuff. You know, I see.
Yeah.
To me, it looks like I've got a neon sign saying, "Look at my eyeball. Look at my teeth."
And my hubby's teeth are perfect. They're perfectly straight. They're beautiful. Like when he smiles, it's such a pretty smile. And then I got to the point where I don't like to show my smile.
I don't mean this in a mean way, but I hate him. Okay.
He's great.
Yeah, but I don't mean that in a mean way.
Hubby's I love my hubby.
I hate him. He's got beautiful teeth.
He does got pretty teeth.
And he's young, too.
You don't have to do a whole lot to maintain them. They just stay pretty.
I love it.
Pretty and straight. Oh, gosh. Last week, we took out some terrorists that were trying to bring some drugs into the United States from Venezuela. Pete Hegseth, he said that the U.S. military had the absolute authority to strike a Venezuelan boat carrying nearly a dozen suspected Trinidad gang members in the southern Caribbean Sea. He smoked the boat.
Good.
They smoked them. And there's 11 narco terrorists at the bottom of the ocean. He actually said this. And when other people try to do that, they're going to meet the same fate.
Good.
So let that be a warning. President Trump said, let this serve as a notice that anybody even thinking about bringing drugs into the United States of America, you're going to beware. And I think people were like, well, what'd you do? I mean, what did they do? They were just trying to bring drugs. No, they were terrorists. They had guns. They had ill intent. Bye.
Smoke them.
Smoke them.
That's what I say.
We're done here.
I mean, you don't want any innocents hurt or killed if you can, but if they were fully aware of what that boat was and what it was carrying and who they had on it, smoke them. That's what I say.
Those were his words. We smoked them. It was like hearing Sheriff Grady Judd say something. We smoked them.
Yeah.
You know.
We'd have shot him some more, but we ran out of bullets. I love Grady Judd.
By the way, it sounds terrible to talk about people dying, but if you're a terrorist and you are a threat,
if you're
bringing in things,
person doing bad
I hate
things,
it for you.
Yeah, bad person doing bad things. Yeah. There are consequences of your actions. You know.
Exactly.
Speaking of that, I want to remind everybody because I'm so excited about your guest you're having in on Thursday.
Oh, yes. Okay, so we're going to have.
He's going to be on about this time. Thursday, 8:30 in the morning.
Jared Hudson. He is a former Navy SEAL, which is first and foremost. Thank you for your service.
Right.
And then he was a police officer. Yep. Again, thank you for your service. Then he created Covenant Rescue Group to rescue women and children that are caught up in the human trafficking. Again, thank you for your service.
Crush evil.
And now he's running for Tommy Tuberville's seat in the Senate.
Darn right.
I mean, he is I would say trifecta, but that's 4. I don't even know what that is, but I'm so excited to have him. He's a motivational speaker. He even has something that he does on Sundays. It popped up on my thing, that he does like a little podcast on Sundays and does a faith-based thing there. And I mean, actually, Ricky, our field reporter, is the one that said, have you heard of this guy? And I did some, research on him. This guy is amazing. And the fact that he's running for Senate, it just makes him even more amazing, everything he's accomplished. But the biggest thing for me is the rescue group. And we've had some things out here that have kind of been right in our backyard that kind of goes along with that. We've got a lot of different nonprofits that are trying to help victims from that.
Right.
We had somebody, a lady here last week from Blanket Fort Hope, which is they house women and children that have been victims of trafficking, and there's some other ones
abuse.
too. And I'm getting them in. And the reason I did that was because of what happened over in Bibb County.
Right.
And then once you heard that, there's more and more and more. There's in Aniana, there's in Argo, they were, some more. I mean, it's just, you're just hearing more about it, and it's like,
thank goodness.
And I'm so glad that there is, outside of law enforcement, there is somebody who cares enough they go into the dangerous places to help rescue these people and these children. It's amazing.
Former Navy SEAL, you can't keep those guys down. The thing is too with this seat, I mean, he has that podcast. I think it's called The Debrief by Jared or something like that. Mm-hmm. I've listened to a few of them. He interviews politicians. He interviews specialists on the Israeli situation, Palestine-Israeli situation. I mean, he's really adept at keeping up with world news, but he's very passionate about Alabama and about this state and about the citizens of this state. And I can't wait when we get to talk to him. And by the way, I think if you have any questions, you can email them right to us here. If you have a question ahead of time you want us to ask, just email us, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just go to Piper. Do it through the app. If you can do it through the app, well, he can answer. Baden can read off the questions.
Yeah, we can get them ahead of time. If you have any particular questions you want to ask Jared,
is it Piper Peach Radio at Gmail?
How do you email us?
Oh, yeah.
PiperPeachRadio.com. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just email us questions for Jared, and if we get some of those, if we have time, we'll ask him your questions so you can hear them answered. But he'll be on at 8:30 on Thursday morning, and hopefully we can keep him a little longer than now. We don't know what his schedule is, but we'd love to have him on for at least that 30 minutes, if not a little longer. So be prepared maybe to go a little long Thursday. But I'm as excited to talk to this guy as anybody.
Yeah, I can't imagine that we can get everything he's accomplished in 30 minutes, really.
This guy could. He's a dynamic, great young American patriot, crushing evil. He's a devout Christian. It's going to be great talking to him.
Oh, goodness. Okay. We didn't have any. Oh, no sound. Okay. I guess that was on their end. So Shannon Hathcott, Garrett's mom, knew the doctor that was killed in Auburn and said she was the nicest person. Yeah, because she's No, she's a vet. She's a
Yeah.
veterinarian too.
Right.
So she knew her. Good morning to Ricky. Good morning, Rodney. Good morning to my pumpkin. Barry, good morning to you. Shannon, good morning. There's lots of people watching this morning and listening. Did you see? Oh, we're late. We got to take a break. Okay, we'll take a break, and when we come back, I got to talk about a 93-year-old man and what he did.
Oh,
It's not good.
not good.
Not good.
Oh.
Not good at all.
93?
So-
How about a trouble you can get into at 93?
Well, we're about to find out. So we're going to talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill broadcasted live from the Clinton Tractor Studio. We'll be right back.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience.
We are back. The time is 8:38. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Dollar Bill here with you.
Good morning.
And we broadcast live every morning, Monday through Friday, from the Clinton Tractor Studio. And we appreciate Clinton Tractor. If you need any kind of yard stuff, equipment, tractor, lawnmower, they have Kubota. And you're going to want to get on over there and take a look at what they got.
I have a Kubota that I've had for 10 years now. It's one of those side-by-sides with the dump, hydraulic dump.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. I've had it for 10 years. It's never let me down. I used to go out, I'd go pick up a rock and go, this needs to be moved somewhere, and put it in the back and just drive around for 2 hours. Come back and put it back where it was. It looks better where it was.
Yeah, I think I'll put it right back.
Yeah, I love that Kubota.
I love it, love it, love it. So there is a 93-year-old man. Oh, gosh.
What did he do?
Bill, he's been charged with murder.
Murder?
Murder.
93?
93, charged with murder after fatally stabbing his 80-year-old wife.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Now suddenly I understand, but go ahead.
Yeah. Stop it. Poor Mary. He stabbing his 80-year-old wife in Pekin, Illinois.
Why?
Are you ready for the reason?
Yeah, I think I am.
He just couldn't take it anymore.
Poor fella.
They were at the finish line. My gosh, they were right there.
I don't know. He could live another year or two.
True, but goodness gracious. He said that they were planning to divorce at 93 and 80. They were planning to get a divorce. And he said he had a lot of pent up anger and just couldn't take it anymore and stabbed her.
93 years old. I hope he doesn't get a life sentence.
He would. It wouldn't be that long.
They'd give him 5 years. That might be a life sentence.
What would you do with a 93-year-old man? What would you do? What kind of prison would you put him in? You couldn't put him in there with the young ones.
He took a woman's life. He took a person's life. You just put him in prison.
Right.
I mean, he stabbed her. That's pretty horrible.
You're right. Hey, my gosh.
Yeah, I joke about it because, it's just that old thing because it's gallows humor. It's nothing to be taken lightly. I mean, he murdered his wife 13 years younger than him. And, and that's a tragedy. It's horrible. I'm sure she had family members and friends, and she was still, some people, she was, 83? No, 80.
She was 80. He was 93.
She could have still been a really young 80. So I don't know. It's a horrible tragedy. You make a joke out of it to try to relieve the pressure, but I don't mean to be insensitive, but you're right. Why would a man who was already 93, how long, does it say how long they've been married?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
What's going to be really tragic if they've only been married like 3 years. But she was 13 years younger than him. She would have outlived him probably, unless she had health issues by a long time.
It doesn't say. He
93
says,
and just couldn't take it anymore.
He said they got in an argument in the vehicle. She lunged at him, according to him, like she was going to scratch him. So he pushed her away and hit her before pulling out the knife of the center console.
Wow. And he was driving at 93.
Hey.
I guess.
One of them was driving.
I don't
know which one.
I don't know how she could lunge at him and gouge at him if she was driving, but who knows?
Well, they were parked, I think.
They were?
Happened.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a mess. My gosh, that is terrible.
Yeah, it is terrible. Wow. I mean, 93, come on. Just let it go. Why would you kill some? Well, like you said, a lot of pent-up anger. They may have had a really terrible relationship, and that may have just, and at his age, he may have actually, I'm not saying this to get him off the hook, but, he may be having some mental issues too, at 93. So I figure he might have been a little bit insane.
Yeah, I figure there had to be some serious issues going on there. That's wild to me. And then another man has been. Oh, these men. A man has been arrested. 49-year-old Michael A. Scaletta Teets of Lacey, Washington. He was arrested on September 5th for impersonating an officer. Now, this guy comes up to a scene where there's something going on in an unmarked Ford Explorer with activated police lights.
Oh, really?
He was wearing body armor with police and SWAT logos, as had a metallic Edmonds police badge, and police were, I guess, kind of suspicious of him. Turns out this guy was not a police officer. He was a security guard for a nearby business, and he was just being nosy. He has been booked into the Kitsap County Jail for criminal impersonation in the first degree, unlawful possession of a firearm in the second degree. Goodness gracious. It's got him on here, and, I mean, he looks like he's legit.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a costume. If you're not an officer of the law and you dress up like a policeman, that's a costume. And if you try to impersonate a policeman and do anything under the guise of being a policeman, other than stripping down for a girl's party, that's against the law badly. Yeah. So, yeah, he and they're, what, I've known some guys that have done that. They were people that really wanted to go into law enforcement, and they couldn't make it for some reason or other. I don't know why, or they just didn't. So they would actually take a job as like a security guard,
right?
But then they would take it too far, and they would try to tell people, or they may not say they were a policeman, but they made it, you would assume they were. They would dress far more tactically than they should have to be a security guard, and they would basically be impersonating a law officer when they weren't, one. So I've seen some guys do that, and they wouldn't do anything criminal. they just wanted that, I don't know, the prestige, I guess, of being a law enforcement officer, and they hadn't paid the dues and they weren't one. So they would take jobs in security, night security, night knocker, whatever you want to call them.
There was a guy, when the officer in Moody got killed a few years ago, there was a guy that was impersonating a police officer when that happened.
Right.
And they arrested him right then and there, right in the middle of the investigation and all the chaos happening that. They arrested him for the same thing. I'm like, what are you people doing? What is it that's missing in your life that you have to go and do that? I mean,
think it's...
That's got to be something.
I think it's self-worth. I think it's people that are looking, they want to appear to be more powerful or more prestigious or something that they're missing in their lives. Did you know that I've come the closest, I think, I ever have been to being shot by a policeman in Moody during that investigation?
Really?
The reason was I was working at ZZK, and I had a remote at a oil change place in Moody. Well, I headed out from Birmingham, from Roebuck or somewhere, and I got confused, took the wrong interstate, and ended up going way off out of where I should have been to get to Moody. So when I realized I was on the wrong highway, it was now like 20 minutes till I had to be on the air at the car place. So I looked. We didn't have GPS and all that then. So
that was in 98, 90.
I didn't have it, so I had to just figure out how I could get to Moody. And I think I actually pulled into a gas station and bought a map and looked at it real quick, because now I was going to be plenty early, and then I took the wrong and didn't realize it for a long time. So I am flying to Moody, and I ended up coming into Moody on some back road. Well, it just happened.
Crossroads is. I know exactly where you did that.
It just happened that my car was a close resemblance to the guy they thought shot the policeman. So I'm so intent on getting to that oil change place that I'm focused forward. I am speeding badly. I'm kind of jigging in and out. When somebody was slow, I'd go around them. I didn't know that a policeman, first of all, he was going to pull me over for speeding. Then he realized that I was a single male in that car and then they were already all freaked out and on high alert and adrenaline up. Because I wasn't looking behind me and I was so intent on getting to that thing, I didn't know he was behind me.
Oh my gosh.
So now I'm running from the police. He thinks I'm running. But he never turned on his siren. He had his lights on, but no siren, because I'd have heard that. So I'm flying, and I finally see the oil change place.
So you whip in there.
So I whipped in, but I whipped in too early, and I was in a dead end for a Jack's or something. So I went around the Jack's real fast. Now the guy thinks I'm trying to elude him. And as I come around the Jack's and flying into the oil change place, I noticed when I came whipping into the oil change place, all the oil change guys are looking at me. My crew with our tent that had set up is looking at me with horror. And I jump out and said, I made it, like this. I didn't know that there was a policeman behind me.
Oh my God.
Who had popped out of his car. I just thought the siren was somebody, something on the main road.
And they probably thought this was part of some kind of gag.
Well, now I'm jumping out of the car and running, basically, because I jumped out and was running toward the tent. I came so close to that guy shooting me. He was shaking his adrenaline, and anyway, the manager of the oil change place came running up to the policeman. He knew the policeman. He's a local businessman, He said, Johnny, that's $1 bill. Don't shoot him. That's $1 bill. And he goes, and I heard cars coming from everywhere.
Because he'd already called for backup.
Yeah, because they were chasing me. And
gosh.
I told them the whole story, and they didn't really buy it, I don't think. But anyway, that's what really happened.
I probably would have had a hard time buying it.
But it was hard. They were not happy with me. And I had to sit and talk to them during the entire 2-hour remote to explain to them so that they would understand that I was just a dumbass. That's all it was. I was just so intent on getting to to the remote before it was too late, and I missed the first break on air, and that I think by the end of the 2 hours, and of course they ran me, they ran the tag, they knew it was me, I wasn't the suspect and all that stuff, but they were still mad at me because they were just so adrenalined up, and they wanted to get that guy so bad because he killed one of theirs. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I actually didn't get shot for being so stupid.
Wow.
But that's
that
the closest I've ever.
Wild.
I've never had a bunch of policemen bear down on me with guns and stuff and scream
I've
at
never
me.
had anything like that.
It was amazing. You should have seen the look on everybody else's face because
they're like,
all this is going on behind me and I'm oblivious. And how are you oblivious to a car that's literally on your butt? Because by the time I pulled in, that patrol car was literally touching my bumper. I didn't, but I was so focused on looking ahead and getting out of the car and running up and trying to make the break on air.
I had that happen. I was coming down Roebuck Parkway. I was 30, I guess, coming down Roebuck Parkway, and I was trying to turn into where the big thrift saver was. I was going to go, I loved a thrift shop. And I missed my turn, and I turned into where the Burger King was, and I was trying to get back in there. I park, and I look up, and there's a policeman with his lights on. Well, and it turned out it was a she. And she said, Did you not see my lights? And I was like, no, ma'am. I was so focused on trying to get in the right lot that I never even looked up in my rearview mirror. Never once did I look up. And I didn't hear the sirens. If she had them on, I don't remember now. I don't remember. She was so mad that she thought I was like, I am so sorry. I apologize profusely. I said, I did not hear you. I am so, so sorry. I got a ticket that day. But I think even though I don't think I would have got a ticket if that part hadn't happened.
Right.
I think she would have been like, okay, well, I'm just going to give you a warning.
Right. No, now
she was mad, or I don't care if you meant to or not. Now, I'm
right.
just, so I
they
did.
get their
I did
adrenaline up, and they think you're.
I can't remember now what the ticket was, probably.
And they're so used to being dissed and people mad at them and disrespectful. I mean, I don't blame them, and I felt really bad.
Disrespectful to a cop. Ever.
Oh, I felt bad after that incident, and because that was a big deal about killing that guy. And
did you talk about that on air?
Oh yeah. That was almost every break, and every break I thanked the manager of that oil change place for saving me, because he's the one that ran out and told the policeman that I was okay. He knew that I wasn't the suspect. That guy was going to shoot me. Yeah. I mean, I think he really was. He was so adrenaline up. He was shaking, and he was it was a horrible situation. You realize we say that happened a few years ago. That was like 30 years ago.
It was.
I keep thinking it wasn't that long ago, and then I realized, it was about 30 years ago.
Because I think I was pregnant with my kid when
30 years ago, yeah.
Because it was right before the 4th of July.
Right.
So,
I was at a Express oil change place
there is one right there.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact,
that's where I was, right there in Moody. Holy cow.
I wonder if anybody there now remembers that happening.
Well, I'm sure that policeman, if he's still a policeman, remembers it, because
absolutely
he dang near. And you know what the sad thing is? I couldn't have blamed him if he shot me. I mean, that whole scenario is pretty. I look back on it now, but I mean, it makes sense to me because I know what I was doing. You know
what you were doing. You know what frame of mind you were in. But to them, they're just like,
oh, this guy's, there's no way he
didn't see me. No way he
yeah.
didn't hear. Yeah, I get it.
I don't.
Oh, goodness. It's 8:55. We're going to keep going because Baden's not in here to go to break. Have you seen where even members of Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s family is trying to get him to
step down
as Secretary of Health over the COVID vaccine? And he's not sold on it. He thinks, it's no, he don't want to do it anymore. And so now everybody's trying to get him to step down.
Whole thing, I
don't believe in it either.
Well, I'm not going to I don't think I'll ever get another COVID vaccine, because there's been so much stuff about the, the side effects and what it could do to you. And then now COVID's out there like the flu. I guess if they could get the vaccine done what's the RNMA, whatever they call it, anyway, I believe in science. And apparently, if you really look at all the scientific work that's being done on those things are really pretty good vaccines. Some people do have bad effects with it, but they're not sure if, some of the COVID vaccine stuff caused problems, but then some people who got the vaccine then got COVID again, and it saved their life. It got a lighter version of it. Some of those people, the ones that are now getting some of this long COVID stuff. So there may be an association between the vaccine and some of the side effects. But until they work that out, this just yes or no, the anti-vaxxers, we know that certain vaccines are necessary and good. Measles, you should, diphtheria, some of these, you should get those. They've been doing them now for 40 years, 50 years, 60 or 70 in the case of a couple. They save lives and they pose no danger. But now with COVID, that was a whole new thing, and you do need to study it more. But I just believe you need to look at the science rather than just going it emotionally. If you just believe nobody should be vaccinated, we'd still have cowpox, smallpox, measles, and measles are pretty deadly to some kids. So yeah. I don't know. I don't like anything I don't like them putting anything in me that's God didn't put in me. I'll be honest with you. But God knows how many times have I benefited from antibiotics, steroids have helped things. I don't know. It's science and religion and principles. They always clash.
They do. You're right.
So I don't know what he's such an anti-vaxxer. I don't know if he's particularly not biased. You want somebody in that position that's not biased. You don't want to be pro-vaccine to the point they're going to kind of whitewash the negative, but you also don't want somebody that's so anti-vaxxer that he's not going to let the science tell us something. So yeah.
I think I've come to the point where I feel like as a parent, it should be up to you what you do for your children. Because I do believe some of these vaccines are the reason why
there's autism
and so many other things. I just think that as a parent, you have to make the best decision for your kid. Most people are going to vaccine, and some are not. But I think it should be your decision for your kid and what you feel like is the safest. Because there's so many different theories on it.
Right, and this boils back down to patient and doctor relationships. If you've got children, you need to talk to the pediatrician, their doctor, and make a decision based on what you feel is best for your child, right? Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
The problem is that there are a lot of people out there that don't read any of the literature. They don't know the science behind it. And they will get online and see on Google that there's all these people that say all vaccines are bad for you, and they don't do the true research. They don't do their homework. And then you've got ignorant people making decisions. Mm-hmm. So that's tough too, because it actually can go to the ultimate, and that is abortion. If you believe you should have the right to do what's right for your child, does that mean you don't have the right to do what's right for your body? And then therefore you get into the old anti-abortion stuff. And it's all those gray areas that make it so difficult to come to a logical conclusion, because there is no logical conclusion. Everybody feels differently. Everybody thinks differently.
It's true. Very true.
Scary stuff.
All right, it's 9:00 on the dot.
Yes.
We're done. Wave the flag, Ricky. He waves the checkered flag
for us. Because we're just gone over the finish line.
Done. We're finish line.
Put a tooth in one of the flags. She's going to the dentist.
Yeah, going to the dentist. I hate going to the dentist too. I feel like it's never good when I go. But I hope y'all have a great and wonderful Monday. Enjoy the cooler mornings, because I think they're going to be here for a while. Thank goodness. I'm so happy.
I know, me too. I'm ready for fall.
Makes me happy.
And don't forget, Thursday, we're going to have a great guest on late in the morning, 8:30.
Jared Hudson is going to be here at 8:30. If you don't know who he is, look him up. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching and listening to Morning Mayhem here on Private Peach Radio.